A lot of, me from the hood, so people look at Bleek and don't understand the business he's doing, and they always look at Jay like, oh, yeah. But
that's why you got like Yayo talking about, Jay don't take care of. I don't need Jay to go on tour.
Yo, smoke hard coke,
Yo, chill. Yo, chill.
You look like you need to be taken care of. You look like you need to go to the dentist. You need to look like you need to brush your teeth. You look like you need hygiene. You look like you need help. Tell your man 50 send you an ounce or something, yo.
You do need
you
that
might
help.
need
That's
2
why,
ounces, nigga.
That's why
Paid in full movie, nigga. I got a G for every bump in your face, nigga. I promise you that, nigga. I promise you that, nigga.
That's why he worrying about
Peon, you broke, nigga. You know I got it, nigga. What's up? The
ain't
bag is up. The bolsa. Hey, Flea, where the bolsa at, Flea?
Let me finish that off. Ain't nobody taking care of over here, B. Yo, nah, you good, my nigga. I fucking love it. They deserve it. They need to hear this shit, man, because they bugging out here. All these niggas worrying about who taking care of who. We take care of we. Ain't no who take care of who, nigga. You know who doing it. We live. We getting money.
Nigga. We take care of everybody, nigga. We take care of each other, nigga.
That's a fact, my G. But linking back up with you, Jim, we missed out on a lot of opportunity, bro. But we ain't gonna miss it out going forward. We need to put some pain together, bro.
The rap world is buzzing once again, and this time the spotlight is locked onto the latest blow-up involving Jim Jones and Tony Yayo. A clash that has dominated social media and turned into one of the most talked about moments of the year. What started as small jabs quickly escalated into a full-force verbal takedown, with Tony Yayo calling out Jim Jones in a way that caught the entire industry off guard. The clip went viral within minutes, and fans wasted no time clowning Jim across every platform imaginable. People said the energy was different, the tone was sharper, and the way Yayo delivered his words had the entire room stuck in silence. Whether someone likes Jim, dislikes him, or sits somewhere in the middle, there's no denying that this moment hit hard and left fans stunned. Insiders who were present during the exchange claim Tony Yayo didn't sugarcoat anything. He didn't dance around issues, he didn't hint at things. He laid everything out with boldness, clarity, and that signature Yayo energy that always brings tension to a conversation. His comments reportedly touched on Jim's behavior in the industry, the perception of inflated alliances, and credibility questions that have been floating around for years. This wasn't soft criticism. This was a call-out delivered with purpose. Fans online immediately said it felt like Yayo simply said what many artists and insiders have been whispering behind closed doors. Jim Jones, on the other hand, didn't appear ready for that level of directness. The clip captures a moment where he pauses, blinks, and tries to respond while clearly searching for the right energy.
Like I just said, we just came back off tour.
Yeah.
With Fifth, and we still touring. Still. And I do my own tours too for people. Yo.
You see,
I do my own tours. I did tours in Canada. I did a tour across the whole Germany and the Swiss Alps. And that's why I don't care about the hate. Cause I'm like, I got the possibility to do my own tour. Like something with Memphis Bleek. Memphis Bleek said Nori. Yayo said Jay-Z didn't have us on tour like he did, or I eat my own halal. I eat my own halal too, if you want to say that. To Memphis Bleek, I just came off my last tour. All I'm saying is when you see Jay-Z in setting, he never really, when he's doing a Beyonce show or whatever, you don't see Memphis Bleek on the stage and him being brought out. Even if I'm doing the hype man shit with 50, he's bringing me out. I'm making money. I'm going to.
That's that man girl too. That's it. That's Hove's wife tour.
Yeah, that's Hove wife tour.
So if Hove, I believe if Hove was out on his own, he would bring Bleek out. There is no need for him to bring Bleek in a situation where it looked like if this was last tour you're talking about with the Cowboy Carter.
Right.
Yeah.
So to me, because I look at Bleek as a loyal guy, I'm a loyal guy to Jay. But I look at like Fifth, my guy Hervé, one day we had TRL, and it's the young Gunners there.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to him about it. And Hervé says loud, you don't gotta worry about nothing. You got 50. Jay-Z doesn't do nothing for these guys like 50 does. And Hervé, I think he worked with them too. But he said that to me, and that always stuck in my head.
Fans described it as one of those uncomfortable situations where someone gets confronted with a version of truth or perspective they didn't expect to hear publicly. And the internet being the internet, the moment was sliced, clipped, slowed down, memified, and replayed thousands of times within the first hour. One of the biggest reasons this blew up so fast is because Tony Yayo rarely inserts himself into drama unless he feels something is worth addressing. When Yayo speaks, he usually comes with receipts, context, or blunt honesty that resonates with longtime fans of the culture. He has been around too long, seen too much, and survived too many eras to speak without intention. That's why the moment hit the way it did. People sensed that this came from a place of authenticity, not clout chasing. Meanwhile, the clip sparked a massive debate online about Jim Jones's reputation, his industry moves, and the way he positions himself within the culture. For some fans, this was validation, the moment they had been waiting for. For others, it raised questions about whether Jim would clap back, stay quiet, or attempt to spin the moment into motivation. But one thing is clear, Tony Yayo's words sent shockwaves across hip-hop, and for the first time in a while, Jim Jones looks like he's standing in a spotlight he didn't ask for, one that exposes more than he might be comfortable addressing. After the viral clip exploded across the internet, commentators began breaking down exactly why this moment hit so hard. Many said it wasn't just what Tony Yayo said, it was how he said it. His delivery was calm, confident, and unbothered, the kind of tone that leaves no room for misinterpretation or excuses. Yayo has always been known for speaking his mind, but this time the level of directness was on another level. It wasn't malicious, it was surgical. He highlighted patterns, questioned alliances, and exposed inconsistencies in a way that didn't feel like gossip. It felt like a reality check that someone had been waiting to give. Fans immediately picked up on the subtle power dynamic in the room.
I seen something Tony Yayo said, Hov don't look out for me like 50 look out for him.
Oh, word? He said that?
I just want to clear that up. Hov don't have to.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right, okay.
I'm chewing a lie on my own.
Right.
If Hov look out, I'm telling you, I'll be up there.
Right.
So when y'all see me out here, that's the Blizzle budget. But back to you, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I just want to let niggas know Hov don't have to.
Right. So,
Jim Jones has always presented himself as someone with deep connections, strong alliances, and long-standing influence in the streets. But in this exchange, the energy flipped. Yayo spoke with the authority of someone who has nothing to prove and nothing to hide. Jim, meanwhile, looked like he was trying to keep up, trying to regain footing, trying to maintain that tough guy composure, even though the conversation wasn't going his way. Social media instantly began calling it the most uncomfortable moment of the year, and the reactions only got harsher from there. Industry insiders added even more fuel to the fire. Some hinted that Yayo's comments reflected conversations happening behind the scenes for years. Others suggested that multiple artists have quietly distanced themselves from Jim due to inconsistencies in his narratives and the way he positions himself in public. Whether these claims are accurate or exaggerated doesn't even matter. What matters is that the perception spread rapidly, and perception has always been one of Jim's biggest weaknesses. Once the internet latches onto a narrative like this, it becomes nearly impossible to shake. People also pointed out that Jim Jones has been involved in several viral disputes recently, each one chipping away at the street image he spent decades trying to build. And when someone's credibility begins to take repeated hits, it's only a matter of time before someone like Tony Yayo steps forward and calls it out with no fear, no hesitation, and no strategic filtering. That's why this moment landed differently. It wasn't an isolated insult, it was a culmination. Commentators began analyzing Jim's facial expressions during the clip, breaking it down frame by frame. From the raised eyebrows to the forced smirks to the uneasy pauses, fans said his reactions told a bigger story than his words ever could. It was clear that he didn't expect to be checked publicly, especially not by someone with Yayo's longevity and respect. By the time the clip hit 1 million views, the tone of the conversation had already shifted. No longer was this a quick back-and-forth dispute. It was now a full-blown narrative about Jim Jones being on the defensive, trying to protect a reputation that has started to show cracks. And Tony Yayo, knowingly or unknowingly, became the one who exposed the weakness.
The problem is, when she was on the show, she had said that
she had heard about you wasn't giving Stack money, but people don't know that when Stack asked you for the bread, you were going to the bank. I think the bank was closed. Something happened because me and Bino talked about it. I remember being there, and you was going to give him
more money after the money he spent because we was on tour. He like, geez, I spent all that tour money, geez, on Pop, I bug it. Whatever he did, brought another Porsche, BMW. He like, yo, Pop, geez, you said a closed mouth don't get fed, geez, I'm Pop, geez, I'm hurting.
It's a fact.
And when I told him, I said, yo, go get 25 grand from the bank tomorrow. He like, oh, yo, what's up with that Wrangler truck? I'm like, I left that shit in Brooklyn. I don't even want that shit. I don't even know what block it's on. Matter of fact, it's by the car shop where I got the Maserati from. He like, you let me get that, geez. I'm like, go take it. You probably got to get a new key. He like, oh, I'm going to go get that tomorrow, geez. You different, geez. And we all know the rest of the story.
Why do you think that people have this misconception of what happened? Why do you think even her? Why do you think that? Where did that come from?
Nobody likes to hear the truth.
Because we were there. Bino get mad all the time. And he gets offended. And he was one of the people that called me. He was like, that's not true. They think that, what they think is that Stack asked you, he told you he wanted to leave. They said that Stack told you he wanted to leave, he wanted to move, and you didn't move him out. But that's not true.
You want to hear that story? All right, for Stacks and them, I was about to buy Stacks, the kid Max and Melly, a whole brownstone in New Jersey. None of them wanted to leave the hood. And I was not about to waste my money. And that was what I offered them. I went shopping for the shit and all that type of shit.
Yeah, we remember that, right, Bass? We remember that. Shout out to Bass. I remember the conversation.
And I'm like, yo, you bugging. You want to, like, yo, you could go to the hood every day, but you're going to be living in Jersey. Like, you're going to be living better than, like, you heard? And you don't have to worry about paying for no rent or nothing like that. I'm just trying to get you niggas out the hood. Melly, too. Melly ended up getting shot, right? Like none of these would listen, and everything that happened that you know can happen in the hood end up happening and shit like that, you know what I mean? But everything to try to protect them for what I know could have happened to them, I tried. You heard? From getting all of his cars to getting all these, everything. You can imagine everything. Private jets, Miami, hundreds of thousands in one weekend, 2 tour buses at Atlanta, like, cannot front on how I had my boys moving. And I'm only talking about this because you was there, and you and Stacks were best friends, or Bino, couple others and shit like that. Other than I don't even talk to people about Stacks and what went on, but we was setting it out. This was not on our level when we was moving. And
as the debate intensified, the conversation expanded far beyond the clip itself. Fans began revisiting old interviews, past incidents, and moments throughout Jim Jones's career where questions of authenticity, loyalty, and consistency had already come up. They started connecting dots between previous controversies and Yayo's words, arguing that this takedown didn't come from nowhere. It came from years of accumulated energy. Even casual hip-hop listeners started noticing the pattern. Jim often positions himself at the center of narratives involving street credibility, industry politics, and connections. But whenever the truth gets tested publicly, the reactions never seem to align with the image he projects. Tony Yayo, on the other hand, has always been known for staying solid, staying low-key, and staying consistent. Whether someone supports G-Unit or not, there's no denying Yayo's reputation as someone who doesn't move funny, doesn't chase clout, and doesn't fabricate alliances. He spent years around powerful figures, iconic artists, and elite industry players, and has never been caught slipping publicly. So when someone like that calls out inconsistencies, fans immediately take it seriously. Analysts began comparing the two careers side by side. Jim Jones built his legacy through charisma, energy, presence, and a strong connection to the New York streets. His persona became as big as his music, and over time he shifted from a rapper to a cultural personality known for interviews, online commentary, and public appearances. Tony Yayo, meanwhile, maintained a quieter lane, respected but rarely in the spotlight, appearing only when necessary, never forcing himself into drama. This contrast amplified the impact of the moment. Fans described it as a reality check delivered by someone who doesn't care about clout points, views, or attention. They said Yayo spoke with the confidence of someone who has seen real situations and doesn't need validation from the industry or social media. And that authenticity made Jim's reaction feel even more uncomfortable because it exposed a gap between image and reality. The debate then shifted into the deeper cultural significance of callouts like this. Hip-hop has always thrived on competition, honesty, and accountability. When an artist steps out of line, exaggerates their influence, or misrepresents their past, someone usually steps up to challenge them. It's part of the culture. It keeps the storytelling honest and prevents the image-driven side of the game from getting too inflated. Fans argued that this moment was a necessary correction, a reminder that not everything said in interviews holds weight in the real world. What really shocked people was how unified the response was. Fans from different regions, different eras, and different fan bases all seemed to agree. Tony Yayo hit Jim Jones with something he wasn't prepared for. And the fact that the moment was so raw, so unscripted, and so unfiltered made it feel like a turning point, a shift in the narrative surrounding Jim's credibility. For the first time in a long time, Jim Jones wasn't controlling the conversation. He wasn't setting the tone. He wasn't steering the narrative. Someone else took that power, and the internet hasn't let him forget it. With the clip continuing to spread, social media reactions reached a new level of brutality. Memes flooded in, commentary videos popped up everywhere, and fans began quoting Tony Yayo's lines as if they were punchlines from a diss track. It became clear that this moment wasn't going away anytime soon. Instead of fading out like most viral disputes, the energy around this one grew stronger as more people discovered the clip and added their own interpretation. Some fans highlighted how calm Yayo was during the exchange, pointing out that the lack of aggression made the moment even more damaging. A loud confrontation can be brushed off, dismissed as emotion, or chalked up to misunderstanding. But when someone calmly exposes contradictions with complete composure, it lands differently. It hits deeper. Fans.
This the difference between me and other niggas, right? Stack Bundles, one of my favorite rappers in the world.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Right?
Brian
Squad.
Rest in peace.
Far Rock, you
Yep.
understand? Jim Jones, he had Stack Bundles, he had Max B. I looked at it like, great, you know. Stack's Bundles had a portion was still in the hood. No disrespect to Jim Jones. Fifth had me in Battery Park. I could walk out that barefoot.
Get the
See,
socks.
that's when a nigga love you, nigga. Get the socks, nigga. Sneakers Dior, nigga. But I'm walking out there barefoot. That's when you know a nigga love you, boy. Cause he making sure you don't get your shit split. Cause you go back to 134, anywhere, Baisley, right, Brooklyn, pew, shit get split. Once I got shit, nigga shot my shit up. Bentleys and all that. Y'all can get that sneaker, just toss that over there. My shit's official. You know what I'm saying? Yo, look, but nigga put me in position. Rest in peace of Stack, but Stack got killed in the project with a Porsche.
Yeah.
Nigga, come on, nigga, I'm from the hood, nigga. Y'all niggas thought, nigga. I done been around the Black Justice and seen the Preems and all that, nigga. The E-Money bags, all that, nigga. The younger niggas under that.
So with everything you
Maserati Fox. Real
saw,
nigga, huh?
so with everything that you saw, what would you change?
I just pray to God every time I leave the house.
But what would you change?
Change what?
Pass the cup.
I heard you talk about all the shit you went through, all the shit niggas is still going through.
What
Yeah,
God,
you one of them cups
listen,
just
what
for
God
that.
got planned for you is planned for you, brother. God already know what's planned for you in life.
God planned for you to come here and spaz on y'all niggas tonight.
I spaz?
I'm just saying, it was a plan.
I do be on some Hollywood shit in Europe. I gotta stop.
Yeah.
Something like, yo, stop talking about Europe. I don't, like, when you come here, you're not doing
Don't you
niggas.
glad like that, bro. See how niggas is? See how
No, I
niggas
had
is,
nothing
bro?
with
Said watching Yayo talk felt like watching someone reveal uncomfortable truths without raising their voice. And that's why the moment stuck. Other fans focused on Jim's reaction, analyzing how he tried to maintain confidence but couldn't hide the flashes of discomfort. They claimed he attempted to deflect, redirect, and laugh his way out of the situation, but the look in his eyes showed that Yayo's words struck a nerve. Whether those interpretations are accurate or exaggerated doesn't even matter. The internet took those clips and ran with them, shaping the narrative in real time. Industry commentators also weighed in. Some said the moment was bound to happen eventually, especially with Jim's recent rise in public commentary and the way he frequently inserts himself into rap debates. Others argued that Jim's bold persona sometimes clashes with the reality of his industry relationships, making him a target for someone like Yayo, who has nothing to lose and no need to impress anyone. The conversation then expanded beyond the confrontation itself and into broader discussions about authenticity in hip-hop. Fans began revisiting older stories, questioning narratives from various interviews, and comparing different accounts of events involving Jim Jones over the years. They said Yayo's call-out served as a reminder that the industry has a long memory, and eventually, someone is going to check inconsistencies. But the moment wasn't just about calling out behavior, it also reflected a shift in the cultural hierarchy. For years, Jim Jones has used media platforms to position himself as someone with powerful connections and deep influence. But this confrontation showed that influence isn't measured by talk, it's measured by respect. And respect in hip-hop doesn't come from loudness, it comes from consistency. This is why fans said Yayo won without even trying. He didn't come into the situation seeking a W, he simply spoke with clarity, and the truth, or at least the perception of truth, carried itself. Jim, meanwhile, found himself in a situation where silence wasn't enough, charisma wasn't enough, and reputation wasn't enough. In that moment, Tony Yayo took control of the entire narrative, and the internet crowned him victor almost immediately. As the dust settled, or at least tried to, the industry began analyzing the long-term impact of this moment on Jim Jones's image. Public perception is one of the most powerful forces in hip-hop, and once it starts to shift, it's extremely difficult to reverse. Fans began questioning whether Jim's influence has been inflated, whether his alliances are as strong as he claims, and whether the persona he presents aligns with how the industry actually views him. These questions didn't emerge out of nowhere. They emerged because Yayo's words gave people permission to ask them. For years, Jim has leaned heavily on narrative building, telling stories about his connections, his history, his street presence, and his industry role. But when someone credible challenges those narratives, it forces fans to reevaluate everything they previously accepted. Commentators pointed out that this moment might push Jim into a corner where he has to respond, not out of ego, but out of survival. When someone's credibility is publicly questioned, silence can sometimes make the situation worse, but responding recklessly can also fuel the fire. Jim is known for being confident, vocal, and unafraid to address his critics. But this situation is different because of the source. This isn't an up-and-coming rapper seeking clout. This is Tony Yayo, a figure with decades of cultural credibility, a reputation for honesty, and a long history in the streets and the industry. Meanwhile, fans continued dissecting the power dynamics behind the exchange. They said Yayo represented the side of hip-hop that values authenticity over theatrics, while Jim represented the media-driven side that leans into personality and public presence. This made the moment feel bigger than just two rappers exchanging words. It felt like an ideological clash within the culture itself. Even people who typically support Jim admitted the clip made him look vulnerable. Not weak, but unprepared. Unprepared for the angle Yayo hit him with. Unprepared for the lack of support in the room. Unprepared for the reality that not everyone buys the image he presents. The conversation then spiraled into discussions about loyalty, a major theme in hip-hop. Fans questioned whether Jim's alliances are genuine or transactional, whether his partnerships are rooted in respect or opportunity, whether his street claims match real connections or simply public perception. Again, these are debates shaped by fan speculation, online commentary, and years of narratives stacked on top of each other. But perception often becomes reality in the entertainment world. And Tony Yayo's confrontation opened the door for these debates to resurface in a massive way. By this point, one thing became clear. This moment wasn't a small embarrassment. It was a cultural shift. It shook the foundation of Jim Jones's image. It reminded the industry that narratives only hold power when the people around you validate them. And in that room, Tony Yayo didn't validate anything. He dismantled it. As the situation continues unfolding, fans are now watching closely to see how Jim Jones handles the fallout. Whether he responds publicly, ignores the moment, or attempts to redirect the narrative, the clip has already changed how people view him. The internet doesn't forget, and once a moment becomes part of hip-hop culture, it becomes part of someone's legacy. This incident also highlighted something important about the rap game today. The culture still values authenticity, even in an era dominated by social media personalities and online commentary. Tony Yayo's approach, measured, confident, and grounded, reminded fans that the industry still respects people who speak the truth without theatrics. Meanwhile, the reaction to Jim Jones showed that charisma cannot always protect someone from accountability when the right person steps forward. But beyond the embarrassment, there is a deeper message here about the evolution of hip-hop narratives. The culture has changed. Fans are smarter, more critical, and more aware. They question things, they analyze interviews, they compare timelines, they search for inconsistencies. And when someone's story doesn't align with their actions, the internet holds them accountable. That's why this moment hit so hard. It wasn't just Yayo checking Jim, it was the culture checking a persona that had gone unchallenged for too long. It was a reminder that respect must be earned continuously, not claimed indefinitely. Meanwhile, Tony Yayo's reputation only grew stronger. Fans praised him for being one of the few voices in the industry willing to speak openly without hiding behind cryptic language or coded messages. They said he brought the kind of honesty the culture has been missing, honesty that isn't aggressive but firm, honesty that isn't petty but necessary. The future of this situation is unclear. Jim may respond, attempt to reclaim control, or let the moment fade. Yayo may continue speaking or choose to stay silent now that his point has been made. But one thing is certain, this exchange will be remembered, not because it was messy, but because it exposed a truth the culture had been circling around for years. Hip-hop thrives on moments like this, moments that shake the table, rewrite narratives, and remind everyone that the mic is powerful, but so is the truth. Jim Jones walked into a conversation expecting media banter and walked out facing a cultural reckoning. Tony Yayo walked in quiet and walked out trending, praised, and respected. If you enjoyed this deep dive breakdown, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more unfiltered hip-hop stories, culture commentary, and behind-the-scenes analysis.